And that brings us to the main event here for PFL Belfast and our newly put together main event here with Darragh Kelly taking on JJ Wilson. And if you're enjoying the content, hit that like and subscribe button. As we all know, Darragh Kelly replacing Paul Hughes here in this main event. Kelly was originally supposed to be on this card, so he has had a full camp. Was supposed to take on Sergio Garcia. He would have needed a good camp with his cardio here against Garcia. And I'm actually going to pick Kelly here. I think I flip-flopped on this one long enough this week. I've decided to go with Darragh Kelly, and I think this is a very, very competitive main event here. And I was originally going to pick JJ Wilson, but I just think here that Kelly's going to be a little bit too big, and I think that his ground game is going to be good enough to be able to win on the judges' scorecards here against JJ Wilson. Wilson does a good job of being able to scramble, using submissions like Kimuras or throwing up arm bars to create scrambles. And on the feet, he is very, very aggressive. He does a good job of putting up a ton of volume, getting in your face, walking you down, throwing kicks up the middle, lighting up your lead leg. And he really puts out a ton of volume, even with the hands. And I think Darragh Kelly here, he's a guy, when you look at his overall skill set, an 18-fight win streak when you go back to his amateur career, 9-0 as a professional. And he is, when you look at his overall skill set, he wants to come in, he wants to grapple you, he wants to take you to the ground and be very physically dominant. He wants to look to get into the body lock, get into the clinch, take you down with body locks and trips. He wants to pick you up, slam you, and get into dominant positions and look to either choke you, ground and pound you, or club and sub. He really is aggressive on the ground. And I think this fight's really going to come down to whoever implements their game plan well enough. When you go back and look at tape on Darragh Kelly, in his previous fight, he comes out, he throws a big right hand, he gets into the clinch, he gets the takedown. When he's on top, he's looking for ground and pound. And in moments when he's throwing that ground and pound, he's creating space for his opponent to be able to switch position and create scrambles. So if Darragh Kelly comes in here and looks to get this fight to the ground, and he's a little bit more positionally sound and less aggressive on the ground, I think he'll be able to keep this fight on the mat long enough for him to win rounds here against JJ Wilson. If JJ Wilson does a good job of being able to, implement his jiu-jitsu and create scrambles on the feet, I think he'll be the busier fighter. Now, I give the power edge to Kelly as well. He is a physical specimen. You have to go and look at some tape on this guy to know that, when you look at his back, he's very physically dominant. He is going to be the bigger, stronger fighter here. My only concern here is that Kelly kind of comes out overly aggressive here against JJ Wilson and tires himself out for JJ Wilson to take over late in the fight. Wilson is a guy that can fight hard for a straight 5-round fight. That's obviously what he was preparing for, which has me a little bit concerned for Darragh Kelly here. But I think early and often here, Kelly should be able to get takedowns in the early rounds and ultimately win here. As Darragh Kelly, we've not seen him go 5 rounds, but he has gone to decisions in the past. He has been able to take it to the judges' scorecards with his wrestling. And most of the time on the ground, he's looking to do a ton of damage and look for submissions. And even though I do think JJ Wilson is credentialed on the feet, I do think here that Darragh Kelly can pull this one off in his home country of Ireland. JJ Wilson on the feet, he could have success here against Darragh Kelly, putting up a ton of volume, landing in combination. But I'm going to say here that Darragh Kelly comes in here, pulls off the I guess you could say it's an upset, but I think he might be the betting favorite at this point. We'll have to see when the odds come out for this one, but give me Darragh Kelly in this one. I think it's a great main event. If you're enjoying the content, hit that like and subscribe button, and let's see if Carlos likes Kelly or Wilson.
In this one, I'm going to take JJ Wilson to get it done. Kelly, being a big, strong grappler, doesn't have the wrestling credentials of Archie Colgan to make Wilson have to worry about the takedown. But Wilson needs to not be so over-aggressive when he's striking, because sometimes he overextends on him. Keep the distance. Try to pick Kelly apart from the outside. Keep him at range. In the clinch, I think Kelly can be a problem. I think that Wilson needs to use his energy to try to frame off of Kelly, create distance, keep him off, push the pace, force Kelly to beat him with the striking. Wilson, he does have good technical striking, but he does get a little wild at times. And when I say wild, he's a little loose with his technique. Whereas Kelly, with the size of him at 155, he's got that big back, big frame. He can be a problem. Looks like he probably hits pretty heavy when he connects, but he doesn't have a lot of volume. He's more of a stalker, and he's going to throw some punches. It looks like he's not using a lot of effort, but it does force his opponents to move. So maybe he has a little something behind it. I just think that JJ Wilson, he can be a little bit more active. I think he can scramble, get to better positions, get back to his feet, and I think he can get this one done.